The Chiba Lot Marines of the MPB have officially posted right-handed pitcher Roki Sasaki, so he will join the 2025 free agent class. And this is really shocking news for those who, have followed the MPB or at least somewhat involved, because Roki Sasaki, if he had waited till he was 25 years old, which would have been 2 years, would have been eligible to get a standard major league free agency where teams can bid on him and the bidding can go as high as they need to. We saw Yoshinobu Yamamoto get a $300 million contract. It's likely Sasaki would have gotten at least a $200 million, if not a $300 million contract, potentially shattering what Yamamoto got and becoming the highest paid pitcher in MLB history. But instead, he decides to forego that. He wants to go to the big leagues. He wants to develop as a big league pitcher, and he'll get the opportunity to do so. He has been posted, or he's going to be posted. He is not a free agent yet. It is going to happen, but, there's a posting date, and obviously those procedures are things that, teams have to follow and respect. So it's really interesting. The Chiba Lot Marines will also not get the massive payday that they would normally get if they had, a super talented international free agent. Usually this means that there was some sort of agreement between the team and player, kind of an under the table one, a verbal one even, that the player would be able to be posted after a certain year when they were initially signed out of the draft. This is such an interesting situation. This is such a unique situation. This is one of those things where I'm not particularly sure why the Chiba Lot Marines agreed to that deal, but with that being said, there's so much to talk about Roki Sasaki. There's so much to talk about in regards to how the Yankees factor into this and more. Before we get into everything, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, turn the notification bell, and check out Fireside Yankees on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, and of course this YouTube page. All of the handle at Fireside Yankees, except for Instagram, where it's at fireside.yankees. And EmpireSportsMedia.com is where you can get your favorite articles on your favorite New York sports teams. And we have some coverage for West Coast teams. We've expanded to the Philadelphia Phillies as well. There's a lot to talk about in the sports world currently. But with all of that out of the way, let's talk about Roki Sasaki and this free agency saga. So the first thing that stands out to me about Roki Sasaki is his stuff, his potential, his upside. It's unmatched. He may have the most upside for any pitcher on planet Earth right now. This past season was a down year for him. His fastball velocity declined from about 99 miles per hour on average to 97 miles per hour. He lost some vertical ride on his fastball as a result of that velocity drop, but he still put up a 2.35 ERA and struck out 129 batters in 111 innings pitched with a 1.036 whip, and he only allowed 2 home runs all year. Some of the big issues with Sasaki have to do with inconsistency and health. His health track record just isn't great. And as I just mentioned, his fastball went from probably I'd say like a 60, 70 grade to like a 50 grade pitch. Now, I think that has something to do with perhaps mechanics, perhaps just like not pitching fully healthy, not having the resources to, look at his mechanics and look at biomechanics and really get himself right. But if he's signing with a major league team, especially a major league team of his choosing, he could pick a team that has an established track record of developing starting pitching or improving pitching or maximizing pitching talent. And that's something that does benefit the Yankees in the sweepstakes. The Yankees are a well-known organization when it comes to developing pitching talent. Matt Blake is one of the most revered coaches in the league. Sam Breen, the director of pitching for the Yankee organization, is one of the most respected in the industry. The Yankees have churned out, great pitching staffs year after year. Every single year, I believe, under Matt Blake, except for 2020, they've been at least top 10 in ERA. They are at the top of leaderboards in terms of stuff plus. They maximize a pitcher's stuff. They are able to get the most out of them. And I think that does help them a little bit here, but it doesn't mean that they're the favorites. Doesn't mean that I think they're close to the favorites either, because, obviously the Los Angeles Dodgers are the perceived favorites. Jeff Passan of ESPN wanted to shoot down the idea that the Dodgers are going to get him 100%, which I would agree with. I think it's a little foolish or silly to just broadly assume that the Los Angeles Dodgers will 100% end up with Roki Sasaki. There are some other teams who I think have a really strong case. The San Diego Padres, who not only can provide, a pretty good pitching development situation, but also have Yu Darvish, who is very close to Roki Sasaki. And on top of that, they're a quote-unquote small market team. I know they spend above their means, but they are considered one of the smallest markets in the game. Roki Sasaki might have a preference for a small market. That was something that Kylie McDaniel of ESPN reported about a week ago. And look, I think that the San Diego Padres have, in my opinion, close to as good of odds as the Dodgers do of signing Sasaki. Now, where do the Yankees stand in all of this? The Yankees are an outside shot team, right? Like, they are not in the 40% chance to have him, 30% chance to have him, maybe like a 10 to 15% chance to have him. Maybe that's closer to that range. They just don't have some of the immediate things that, the Dodgers or the Padres have, which is established MPB talent currently on the roster, relationships with players on their roster, an established market in the MPB in recent years, and then the West Coast, right? So there are just so many things that kind of factor into this that the Dodgers and Padres have that the Yankees just don't have to offer to Sasaki. But with that being said, I don't think the Yankees are down and out. I don't think the Yankees are completely out of this. I don't think they have a 0% chance. Again, I really do think the Yankees have things to offer that are valuable here. They are the New York Yankees. They are, a internationally recognized brand. They do have a ton of pitching development success. They are an organization that maximizes pitching talent. They can sell Sasaki on something like that. But again, the Padres and the Dodgers, especially the Dodgers, very much can. And I think the Dodgers can say, we are the best organization in baseball, and no team could really go, they're not. They're BSing you. They're not the best org. They've proven it. They've proven it over the last 5-6 years. They are the top organization in Major League Baseball. Now, as it pertains to, what the benefits would be to signing Roki Sasaki, not only would you be getting like a good player, like I think that's the immediate benefit of signing a player on the market who you have interest in. You think you're getting an upgrade, but you're also having to factor in the financial impact. Roki Sasaki will sign a deal that will pay him $700,000 in luxury tax money in year one. This guy is going to account for nothing towards the luxury tax. Absolutely nothing. There is not a single transaction that Roki Sasaki will remove you from making. You sign him, it's like you signed him for free, basically. It's crazy. I mean, this is a massive advantage to any team, because if you're a team with rotation depth, you'd still want Roki Sasaki. There's really no reason for anyone to not want Roki Sasaki, because he could probably replace one of your 5 starters at a cheaper price, and it gives your team flexibility to either trade that starter or just have more pitching depth. So let's say for the Yankees here, if they were to sign Roki Sasaki, you could go, all right, we're going to trade Luis Gil. We're going to trade Nestor Cortez. We're going to go get a bat. Like, you can do those kinds of things. It's quite incredible how valuable Roki Sasaki is going to be, how much teams are going to pursue him, because he's cheap and he's good. And those two things never, ever combine in the free agent market. You never get a guy who's this good and this cheap become available ever. This is more of an advantage, honestly, than signing a guy like Yamamoto, even though I think Yamamoto is a better pitcher, just because of the price difference. I mean, this guy throws a 102-mile-per-hour fastball. He has one of the best splitters in the game. The slider can definitely be developed into one of the best sliders in the game. He has ridiculous, and I mean ridiculous stuff. It's just a consistency, a command, a mechanical issue that seems to kind of get him out of being able to kind of consistently have sharp pitch shapes. So, I mean, this guy's just gross, right? This guy's a gross pitcher, and I think the Yankees would be blessed to have him on their team. Again, I don't want people to think that the Yankees have, 0% chance. I also don't want them to think that they are likely to land him, because it just, like, neither of those things are true. But they do have a shot. It's a smaller shot than you'd like, but it is a shot, and we'll see if the Yankees are able to kind of woo him over with any potential verbiage or any meetings. We'll see. This is interesting because you kind of look at the Shohei Ohtani sweepstakes back in 2017. The Yankees were super involved in that, but they were basically told no by Ohtani. They were ruled out of the finalists. I expect something similar to happen here, where like the Yankees are like, hey, we'd love to have you, pull out the red carpet, try to, recruit him. And he's just like, nah, I'm good. Then he's a Dodger or a Padre. That's kind of how I expect these things to go. But if he ends up a New York Yankee, good Lord. We'll track this and this entire situation and more. I believe it's a January posting date. I could be wrong. But hey, when this thing kicks off, we'll be giving you guys premiere coverage on this. It does not affect the Soto sweepstakes. It does not affect any other sweepstakes. He makes nothing. He's going to make absolutely nothing next year. If $700,000 is why the Yankees can't sign Juan Soto, fold the franchise, right? Like, that's so unrealistic. That's not happening. Like, I want to clarify to everyone, that's not the situation here. But again, if you guys enjoyed today's video, if you guys enjoyed this coverage, and if you guys are excited about Roki Sasaki, whether it's because you're a Yankees fan or just a fan of Japanese baseball, I want to try to get more into the MPB because there's a lot of fun stuff going on there, but I would not consider myself an expert on the subject matter. It is important to read local media. It is important to digest content directly from Japan regarding the Roki Sasaki situation. I'm trying to pull everything I can from that situation, from those writers, and try to, see what I can learn and understand the situation a little more. But, it's important, again, to read local media when you're trying to understand something that is going on internationally or across the globe. Roki Sasaki's a great pitcher. He's a great talent, and hopefully the Yankees are able to secure him. But again, if you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and check out Fireside Yankees on all of your favorite social media accounts or your social media platforms, whether that's Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, or of course this YouTube page, all under the handle at Fireside Yankees, except for Instagram where it's at fireside.yankees. If you enjoy written content and you want coverage of your favorite New York sports teams, EmpireSportsMedia.com is the place to be. And of course, you can check me out on Twitter at Ryan Garcia ESM. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and sticking through to the end of the video, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Let's go Yankees. Peace out.
Perfect.